Hello, everyone. I'm Karissa Dunham with Shining Light on Minnesota. We have a fabulous guest here with us today, Jeff Meyer. Welcome, Jeff.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. So let's tell everybody a little bit about White Bear Glass, and then we'll dig into the Pioneer technology.
Perfect. I was lucky enough to start in the glass industry right out of high school. So 1984, it's a long time
Wow.
ago. My uncle owned White Bear Glass, Jerry Griffith. So I worked there for a number of years till the early 90s, and then I got a job with a distributor
Yeah.
doing calling on small shops outstate, which reaffirmed I wanted to own my own shop. And in 1994, July 1 of 1994, my wife and I, Jenny, bought White Bear Glass from my uncle.
Okay.
And the way the glass industry goes, you never can get out. You
Right.
just move around within it. So
Well, you wear a lot of hats that way, too.
that's right. It's for me, I always viewed it as it's a super awesome industry because it's everywhere. Like every part of your life has some portion of glass related, and when we bought White Bear Glass, we were in both the flat glass and the automotive side.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s, we decided to just shift away from the automotive side and strictly focus on the flat glass side. And just there's always something revolutionary going on with glass.
Yes.
You think of being able to sit on your cell phone, and rarely would you crack it. It has to fall quite a ways and have and so those are all things that in our core values at White Bear Glass. Adventure is one of them because that's how I look at it. Like people ask us to get involved in something that they don't call us because it's not broken.
Right.
Something's broke.
Yep.
And they're trying to
They want to get it fixed.
get it fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my core belief is that we aren't going to run out of opportunity.
For sure.
We'll limit ourselves because of just being humans, and so that's what's always intriguing me about the glass business, and that's how Pioneer Technology Solutions spun out of some of that adventure.
Let's tell our viewers a little bit about what Pioneer Technology Solutions is and how that helps.
So the short story is in 2010, in the middle of the housing crisis, we're looking for sales. So we had been installing a hydrophobic coating on our shower doors to prevent the water staining. And we took it to the St. Paul Boat Show, which is in the River Center in downtown St. Paul, next to the Excel where the hockey team plays. And a gal came by our booth and says, "Will that go on porcelain or porcelain or ceramic?" We said yes. She grabbed a card. She says, "I'm here to buy a boat." Off she went. Anyway, about 6 months later, she got in touch with us, and she is in the electric substation repair business.
Okay.
Or maintenance business. And so, not to get too boring, in a substation, when there's dirt on an insulator and there's moisture, generally from like dew in the morning,
Yep.
they'll get flashover. So the
Yep.
power goes around the insulator and tracks down it and can cause a failure. So we got in, that's when Pioneer Technology Solutions was born.
Yep.
We got involved in a group called EPRI. It's the Electric Power Research Institute. It would be the same thing as the UL listings for fuses and
Yep.
outlets, that kind
Absolutely.
of stuff. So with that, we just learned a lot about what hydrophobic coatings can tolerate. The electric power industry, like all industries, has their core beliefs of what can help and what may not help.
Yep.
And the big thing is keeping the surface clean or making it easier to clean.
Right.
So a similar thing to what the shower door industry was looking
Yeah.
for. How do we have people that have put this beautiful clear shower door in? How do we make it easier to maintain?
Right. Yep.
So we've spun around in that. The electric power industry is extremely slow. They take new products very slowly into it. We still work that industry. But because of that knowledge of what the coatings are capable of doing, we expanded Pioneer. And if you go to pioneertechsolutions.com, our website now shows a beautiful railing. So we're really getting into the building maintenance.
Got it.
A
Yep.
lot of times prevention, like
Beforehand, so you don't have to worry about what happens when
Correct.
it's broken. Yep.
or it's clean and it's easier to clean throughout, especially in hospitality. You don't want to walk into a room and the shower door looks iffy, because then
Right.
you're going to question the cleanliness of the rest of the room.
Correct.
And so from that, and at White Bear Glass, we'd get people that would call and say, my irrigation system is
Blowing all over the cars.
all
Yep.
over my building and the windows are terrible. What can you do? And before we'd say, well, you got to change your irrigation and replace the glass. Well, now we've got 15 years of experience of removing the water stains, treating it, protecting it with a hydrophobic coating. And if they don't change the sprinkler heads, it's going to get dirty again.
Correct. Yep.
Right? We do not clean the water.
Right. You can't
Essentially,
make it go from hard water to soft water.
correct. Yes. And rainwater is, in comparison to groundwater,
Yeah.
there's very few minerals in the rainwater. There is. It's not pure, but the groundwater, depending on how deep the well it's coming from, can cause, everyone has seen it,
Yeah.
there are orange rocks in people's yards
Yeah.
from their lawn irrigation. And so the big thing for building owners is maintaining that outer facade looking fresh and new
Correct.
and clean. That's been a really big part of our process of walking them through. If an insulated unit is failed, it's the seal is failed and it's got moisture between it.
Right. There's nothing you can do with that.
Right. That's got to be replaced. But
Yep.
if it's just some kind of surface contamination, and again, it comes down to there's a range of cleanliness we can get the surface.
Right. How do you tell people before you come out to try to clean it themselves, or do you prefer to clean it before you do everything?
We provide the cleaning.
Okay, good.
Because there's
A specific way to do it, probably.
yeah, and with our glass background, an insulated glass in a commercial building could have a coating on the first surface.
Correct.
In the film world, I'm sure you run into that.
yeah.
Like,
Where's
look,
low-E coating? How do we have to install the film? Everything
Yeah,
like that.
right.
Which layer? Where are we going to put it?
and so our knowledge there makes us less afraid to go out. And it's really, our process is we're contacted, we have this problem, here's the address. We go by, we bring our bag of tricks.
Yeah.
We do a small test area.
Yep.
One, to make sure we can get it clean to their satisfaction.
Correct.
And the other thing is, on a non-contaminated window, we have a laser reader and we have all sorts of
The glass checklist type
yes,
thing. Yep.
yes,
Yeah.
you got it.
I
So
do.
there's nice technology in the glass industry to help confirm the makeup. If it's something like a really unique color, we always start with, let's find out
the cause
is this
is,
stuff
so you know
still
what it is.
available?
Yeah.
Is the makeup still available?
Yep.
And that way they can cost compare if they replace, because we can treat them. If they say, we're going to put new glass in there, it's like, great, we can coat that.
Yep.
You get your glazing contractor to replace the glass, put the new ones in. we'll come back and we can apply our hydrophobic coating afterwards.
Correct.
And so that's a lot of the hospitality as they're building these projects. I looked at a big one in Arizona last month. It's got miles of glass railing. Excuse me. And they're debating, they're under budget constrictions.
Right.
But then the cleaning people are like, there's hard to reach places.
I can't get them. I can't reach them. Yes.
Yeah. And so a lot of it is, let's do it in phases. Let's attack and get everything
section
done.
one, phase one,
Here's your hard
two,
to reach areas.
Make sure it works. Let's see how it's working in your temperatures too. Yes.
And so then you can gradually do it. The restoration projects, they're at the end of their ideas.
Yeah.
Someone says, what if you cleaned it or had it cleaned? And then the world opens up. They don't have this huge investment in replacing the glass. And glass takes a lot of natural resources from the time it's mined to the time it's trucked to the installation company.
And people don't understand that. They just think, oh, you're just going to cut a piece of glass and bring it in and install it. There's a lot more to it.
Right. Yeah. And it goes to the landfill where it's going to sit for a millennial or some, there's just nothing that is going to get it back to its base elements. Mm-hmm. And so, from a reuse, restore, that kind of mentality that, we have had projects where the customer is well aware this is not going to look that clean.
Correct. Yeah. It won't get it to stage one, but it'll make it better than what it is. Yeah.
From the inside, you can't tell unless you have your nose right against the glass and it's an office building and the sidewalk is 15 feet away.
Yeah.
You could walk up to it and see that it's not, that there's still some residue there. But as you walk by, it's presentable.
Yeah. So going forward, once you've installed it or you've applied the solution to it, what's the warranty like, and how does that maintain with the sprinklers if they don't fix some things like that?
Yeah. So our conversation with the purchaser, whether it's the building owner or the tenant, depending on who it is that one, you have to regularly clean it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's generally why they get as bad as they get.
Correct.
It gets to the point of what they think is a point of no return. Mm-hmm. If they don't maintain or wash it at least once a year, preferably twice, the water buildup is going to happen. The other big thing, and we have several customers that we've strategically fixed their building as they've redone their irrigation. So they go from a spray to a drip. And so, these buildings have granite on them. In November, it's 80 degrees, the surface temperature, because it's in the sun.
Yep.
Obviously, there's no sprinkler on it, but that surface in the summer gets extremely warm.
Yep.
And so just that irrigation, just the wind blowing it on there. And so from there, and again, that's up to them if they decide to clean.
How do you tell people
annually.
Or what do you tell them to clean it with? And what's the best, like from the glass world first, like what's the most proper way for a tenant or a building owner?
Window washers like film guys use water and Dawn, right?
Yep.
Dishwashing soap. It cuts the grease. It doesn't leave any traces on the surface. And so that's all they need to do. There's nothing their window washer needs to do differently to maintain it.
Okay.
And through our testing, now again, a building is sitting there. It's not like on a windshield where you have, there's all these
bugs,
particles hitting it and the vapor
scratching away at it,
causing some kind of lowering of the effectiveness of the coating. On a building, you may have to address some rough areas if you're not cleaning it, washing it regularly, maybe after 10 or 15 years.
Yep.
The hydrophobic coatings are extremely durable. All the ones that we deal with, UV is not an issue with them.
What about pressure washing?
Pressure washing won't hurt it.
Okay.
the really abrasion is the only thing.
Correct.
And so when people say, well, what do you mean by abrasion? It's like, well, that hard water that's coming out of your sprinkler and still on there,
Yep.
as you try to scrub that off, you're going to you're going to use that self abrasion on there to lower the effectiveness of the hydrophobic coating.
Right.
So yeah, it's interesting to go back past projects that we've cleaned, and to see their window washers just having at it, and they look good. And
Okay.
so yeah, it's an alternative until you have to replace the glass.
Right.
And then if you do replace the glass, that's the time to put the coating
Apply
on.
it again right away from start, because then you won't have the buildup there for
Correct.
so long. Yeah.
Yeah. If you put it on and you regularly wash it, you may get some trouble spots.
But that's better than having a whole window having to be replaced again. Yes.
Yeah. And once it starts to collect on, the minerals start to collect on themselves, it just amplifies.
Yes, definitely does. Yeah.
You can see it.
What do you think, like when you started into the glass world, how was the transition from your uncle to you and Jenny, and how did that go, like technology wise and just the transition in itself?
Yeah. Part of our end of the world scenario still at Whitebeard Glass is we still have some 3-part carbonless forms.
Yeah.
Like if everything breaks down, we can still write an order up. They're in our in a file cabinet where
Worst
if that
case scenario,
happens,
if the computers are down, everything's down.
but
old
yeah,
school.
we came in 94, dial-up internet, the 2000, everything's going to blow up. Your computers won't come on.
Yep.
And today so my son Barrett is our president now for Whitebeard Glass. We're in that, all my kids worked at Whitebeard Glass.
Nice. Which you're fortunate. Like a
through
lot
high
of times
school.
the kids, when they grow up,
Yeah.
at this day and age, they don't want to take over the family business. They don't want to, it's just a mentality thing sometimes. And then you get into the whole, is it time to sell? What's my exit plan? Everything like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And that is, you should think about the exit plan
Yeah.
probably like year 3.
Right.
Because you just never know. So just watching Barrett start to bring this new technology in, like we use Smart Toolbox or Smart Laser, I think is the new name. I haven't been trained on it. I write my orders on a piece of paper.
The technology
and turn them
he
in.
brings in. Yes.
Yes. But all of that the ability, especially for the shower door business, to be able to give a customer, a 3D or a one-dimensional rendering of what it looks like.
Yes.
Where's the door? Where's the hardware on it?
Right.
The online presence, Google reviews,
Yep.
House, Angie's List. I mean, all of the, he doesn't get the humor in it, but we negotiated Yellow Page ads,
Right.
14 months before they were in.
Yep.
And then if you did anything wrong, you had to ride it out.
Absolutely. You have to wait till the next one's printed.
Yeah, it was. I mean, to me, that was the pace. I mean,
Yeah.
when I started working for the distributor, we typed the proposals and mailed them. I mean,
Right.
you literally had time
Yep.
to think about, oh, I'm doing that building for Karissa and she wants this and that. Oh, what
Yeah.
about if this or that? Now you get the
Boom, done.
proposal
AI can do
within,
it and it's gone.
yeah, within a day. There's not a whole lot of time to contemplate. Is there a
Yeah.
better route? Is
Right.
there?
What other options do we have to play with too? That's a big one, right?
Yes. And so that the speed is the speed. I'm not a grumpy old man. It is what it is.
Right.
And so with that, I think the human communication side, which never can go away, or when it does, that's where the failure comes from,
Right.
is more important in an office. Like, hey, Chris, I'm looking at this building. This is what I'm thinking. And your experience and knowledge is,
what am I missing?
yeah, I did one of these 3 years ago and we ran into this. You think that's there? And you can do it. You're not waiting for the mailman.
Right.
Now you have to go and be comfortable saying, I'm not sure. I just want to be covered. Because in the end,
you want to do it the correct way.
And the customer pays the price.
Yep.
And that's not good customer service.
Correct.
And so I just look at the phones we have, you can take a picture.
Not the rotary style, not the dial up.
I mean, it's like there's so much technology to make it simpler if your process has that written in there. Like,
Correct.
if you're out at a job site, you take a picture, you print it, and you attach it for the techs, because when they get out there,
then they have everything in their hands.
they actually can look at it and say, or in the shop while they're loading up, like, let's grab whatever.
Right.
So those are the benefits of it. I just don't think the speed of it is. It is what it is quicker, but I see that there's more issues with the lack of communication.
Correct.
Is like, oh, we could have headed that
human
off.
Touch.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. People buy from people.
They
So
do.
in the end,
Like still hitting the spot, hitting the streets, and going to talk to people in person, being more intentional, not just, hey, how are you? Or I saw you on Facebook doing this or that. Let's go out and have that conversation. Let's chat the issue, try to resolve it, so it's not an obstacle. It's a resolution, right?
yes, right, yeah. So that when we're there,
For next time,
the
too.
problem's solved,
Absolutely.
and that we understand exactly what the problem you're trying to get resolved. It's a crazy glass world.
Yes.
I mean, there's huge corporate glass outlets, and there's still ma and pa.
Well, there's
from
always
every level.
Glass is always needed no matter where you go. That's one of the things that the world's not gonna build a building without glass or something that you can see through or need some kind of maintenance on it. When you started the Pioneer Technology Solutions, how was the processes the same or different from White Bear Glass, and how did you kind of incorporate both of those two worlds into one?
So as we started in the power side, we basically had one salesperson that focused on understanding that, going to these EPRI meetings, gathering that data, making those contacts. And then the White Bear Glass people were already used to selling the coatings on shower glass.
Right.
I mean, that was a big leap. We missed the original jump from frame shower doors to frameless, the heavies. Just one of those things like, and then when it was there, it was like, well, there's
right now it's here.
Yep. We're going to do them. We're going to pay the price of getting on that curve late. Everyone's already figured out all these scary things. We're going to go through them.
Yeah.
And then you're there and you're doing it. And it's like, why didn't we do this sooner?
Right.
We knew that the coatings were going to be important because just the dollar invested.
Right.
When I started, it was a frame bypass shower door with Aquatex or some kind of pattern glass.
Yep.
The grossest thing there was the sill that had the science experiment.
Right. 5
years later or 10 years later when you went to replace it. The new heavy glass showers they're amazing what you can do.
Yep.
And protecting them, the industry is being pushed by the consumer.
Right.
Because the consumer drives that. Like, what am I going to do to keep this thing clean?
Yeah.
You still have to clean it. It's not self-cleaning glass.
Correct.
I like to explain to people.
Not yet. Maybe sometime in the future.
Yeah. I don't.
That'd be a weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
They've tried it, with UV activation. It's just. I like to explain to people, if you've cooked on a cast iron pan.
Yep.
and a Teflon pan at the same time. The shower glass with the hydrophobic coating is now the Teflon. It's easier to clean.
Yep.
You still have to clean both.
Yep.
You clean them differently,
Right.
but they have to be cleaned. And that's the thing. Now the minerals are between the hydrophobic coating and the pores of the glass.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have the best fighting chance to get them to release and come off and to make that glass look new.
Yeah. We're also seeing a lot of, which kind of ties to the shower doors, all the windows in the showers these days that are starting to come out, and the bathroom windows that are getting the same amount of damage that are in there, and wanting privacy and everything like that in those as well. Do you clean those and handle those the exact same way, or they?
Yeah. If they came from the factory and are tempered to meet the safety glazing code, we can clean those. If we've referred Sun Control to go handle it because the building inspector is.
We got to pass code. Yep.
Yeah. The homeowner's like, what happened?
Right?
They have no idea.
How did this window get there? I have no idea. It's just the one-ups. Yeah.
And so from there, once the film's on there, we don't.
Right.
We get them back to you guys.
Yep.
I know. I just was out at a project where we had a shower door installed. We weren't informed that they were going to put a frosted film on the exterior side of the shower, the dry side. The poor film installer was out there tearing his hair out like, this stuff is not attaching.
Right.
What's wrong?
Yep.
Contractor calls us. The process we use coats, we call it all 6 sides,
Yes.
so both surfaces and all the edges. So anyway, there's this big panic. How can we do this? And it's like, well, we've got to. It's how we clean water stains off.
Yep.
We can remove it. And I think to me, that was the most comforting thing getting as deep into hydrophobic coatings as we are, is knowing you can put it on and you can get it off.
Absolutely.
And if it goes bad, which is very rare, and going bad would be, who knows?
Yeah,
There's
right.
some splotch.
You never know what it is, or
there's a cup ring from the,
suction cups that go on it, someone cuts it somehow, and
And so knowing that we can take that off and reapply it, then
easy.
That gave us comfort.
Knowing that it can be removed and reapplied.
Yes. Yep. In a lot of cases, everyone gets like, okay, it's not like get rid of it.
Right.
Start new.
You've got to get a whole new piece of glass.
Yeah, which again goes to that waste.
Yep. Absolutely.
We can mismeasure enough to cause waste. We can't stretch it or shrink tempered. And so knowing that piece of glass can be handled as it is installed and cleaned and then recoated so it's hydrophobic again, that's the big thing.
Do you see a lot of people that reach out to you saying, hey, or a lot of other companies that do any of the Pioneer technology or the coatings on there that you have to go out and either redo the correct way or put new glass in for them?
No. So there are some hydrophobic coatings for shower that are baked onto the surface.
Yep.
Those, as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's anything you can do if there's an issue with it other than replace it.
Right.
All the, we'll call them hand applied coatings, can be repaired in the field.
Okay, good.
And so we don't, we wouldn't say to someone, oh, you put X manufacturer on, you should have put Y.
Yep.
Right.
You do what you do. Yeah.
It is, everyone's, from a customer service standpoint, they're servicing those issues that customers have.
Correct.
And a lot of times it's like a suction cup mark.
Yep.
Or a spot that got missed.
Right.
And so over time, they're like, we washed this thing, we cleaned this thing diligently.
Still seeing it. It's
and
building up.
We have this hazy spot here that looks dirty.
Yep.
If that's 2 or 3 a year.
Yeah, that's easy to do.
And that's why I like the hydrophobic coatings and what they give the consumer in the end.
Are there certain types of materials on the glass that you cannot apply those to?
Trying to think here. Can you ask that a different way?
Yep. So if you have like single pane, double pane, triple pane, different low E coatings on different sides of the glass, are there certain types of glass that you cannot apply the hydrophobic coatings to?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So back in the 80s and 90s, they would take solar cool reflective glass and put the reflective side on the number 1 surface.
Yes.
Now it should be on number 2 because that metal is on the outside. We did a project in Detroit that was a brick building, had a lot of leaching. We got the leaching off, but our coating, there wasn't enough silica there.
Got it.
So the coatings are made to attach to the silica. So it's glass, granite, porcelain.
Yep.
Anything with a lot of silica. Marble we can't do much with, those kind of.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Marble for sure, because a lot of times people are starting to do marble on the outside of their homes and
Correct.
their businesses and everything
Yeah,
else. The pillars.
granite. When we see someone with a granite issue, it's like that's like having a piece of glass
Yep.
there. We're good to go.
We're good.
So, yep, any kind of a metallic finish on the number 1 surface. We have yet to run into number 1 surface low E project yet.
Right.
Now, I don't. It
Knock
may
on
be.
wood. Now you're good.
Yeah, it may be more hydrophobic than a untreated
Yes.
side of glass. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Frit on a windshield. Our testing with could you pre-treat a windshield before it went into a vehicle? We would recommend that doesn't happen.
Right.
The hydrophobic coating and the frit doesn't hurt the frit, but it could be left on there, and now the adhesive, the bonding to that
Yes.
frit has been compromised.
Yep.
Yeah, we've done toilets, we've done, for hard water stains. The biggest issue with people that we've treated toilets is they keep their bristle brush instead of getting a foam brush.
Yep.
So they're creating a lot of abrasion, and they're
Yeah.
using a strong acidic.
Cleaning agent. Yep. Pure
Right.
pure bleach, whatever it may be. Yep.
You got it.
Yeah.
So those can cause issues, but yeah, for someone that's battled a toilet ring, it's an amazing.
Right.
It's an amazing solution. Yeah, it's.
What have been some of your favorite jobs that you've done in both the glass world, and then we'll talk Pioneer Technologies?
Yeah. Glass wide, back in the day when they were making these Snoopies and the Charlie Brown different
Yep.
figurines, we had a customer that had bought a Snoopy and wanted a glass doghouse built for him. And so that was just one of those unique.
Random unique things.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep. He made it where Snoopy sat on a drawer and you could pull it out and he'd be outside the doghouse. I mean,
Nice,
there was
yeah.
some fun things there. I hate heights.
Yep.
I was on a project in Washington, D.C., where they had made on a church where the steeples were actually glass, and we
Okay.
were up there.
Swing stage, tied off.
It was a JLG
Oh
out.
boy.
And it was in a great project to work on. I
Yes.
just I had to.
I have someone else in that lane that'll do that.
The person I was working with, he was super. He knew.
Yeah.
He could tell I was,
Yeah.
and even after 3 days, I was still.
Right.
There was no issue, but just that working while you're moving
Yeah.
it's a weird sensation.
Yep.
But that was really a great again, the amazing things that they can do with glass.
For sure. Yes. Yep.
We've done so much at White Bear Glass of just custom,
Absolutely.
we have our shop foreman, Jim, we call him MacGyver.
Mm-hmm.
He can fix most things and has a real eye for doing things very well. And
Yeah.
he's been, like I say, he came with White Bear Glass.
Nice.
He was there when we purchased White Bear Glass. He's a real asset and a real craftsman, which the glass industry has thousands of them.
For sure.
Glass is not always easy to work with because if you hit it the wrong way,
Yep.
it chips, it breaks.
Absolutely.
You can't cut it like a piece of plywood. So for Pioneer, going to some of these large generation plants,
Mm-hmm.
like we did a test in New York City at the substation that got hit by the hurricane that came down the Hudson there
Yep.
and flooded that. And I'm always in awe of these major cities, like
Oh, yeah.
just, the Twin Cities is,
It's a big, small city.
you drive around it
Yep.
in 30 minutes and you can go through them.
Right.
And we have 6 million people in the whole city, and they have 6 million down in Manhattan. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's
The size is
yeah.
totally different.
And here's this gigantic substation that literally had a 13-foot wave go
Right.
washing through it.
Yep.
And that was super interesting. We did some testing with some product on high voltage lines.
Nice.
So getting in a 120-foot reach to get up to the
Power lines.
the power line and put coatings on. Our electric power grid is, as Americans, we don't realize how good it is.
Right. Until it goes out. Right.
Yeah, and so there's, the EPRI has everyone from around the world belongs. That's in the electric production, power production, attends these meetings. Mm-hmm. And so they're just like, EU Americans just don't get it. There's
Right.
so much of the world that they go to flip the light switch on, it's not working, and they don't call anyone because no one cares.
There's no one to call. Yep.
It's off.
Yep.
One group will shoot the power line insulator for another town down the street to knock their power out. I mean,
Yep.
we're very fortunate that we've built our grid like we did. Now everyone says it's old and aged, but
It works.
but yes, if your power goes out, usually Excel sends you a text like
Yep.
there's an outage.
There's an outage or you're down in your area. We'll be back up in 45 minutes.
We'll let you
an
know
hour.
or
Yep.
get you a timeline. So, but yeah, just the obviously the vastness of the power industry and the problems that they deal with every day,
Mm-hmm.
from just all their stuff is sitting out in the elements.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right. And if you look at the globe from night, all the lights are around the edge, right?
Yes.
Where all the salt water is.
Yep.
And so there's contamination in location.
I mean, you have the salt water from the oceans. You have the scum and the stuff from the rivers, all the algae and everything that's out there. But then you get into all the other assets that are out there too to help protect. You have got the rain. You've got everything like that. How does Pioneer hold up in all the different temperatures that are out there? I should say.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Good question. Yeah. So the hydrophobic coatings, again, abrasion is the number one issue. That'll cause a number one issue for it to not be as effective. Number two, from abrasion is dirt buildup.
Okay.
So it's sitting there. It's in an arid climate. Dust is collecting on it. a little dew in the morning, so it never gets
so like
quite.
Arizona, the sand, the
Yep.
dirt, the
West
dust.
Texas.
Yep.
So those regions, they can power wash it easier. So they'll either de-energize the substation or they use demineralized water so they don't get electrocuted. But that is, so abrasion's number one, just dust and dirt collection's number two to make it inefficient. And number three is some kind of an acidic. Like in the power industry, they tested all the coatings with bird excrement. I mean, just because.
That's the one thing people don't understand. Like even if it gets on your car or anything with film or anything on it, it's going to eat right through it.
Yeah. And they have big birds landing on big, high power
lines and everything.
Way up high. And, they have to get to those. A lot of those they get to with a helicopter and someone hanging out the side of the door with this big squirt gun to wash them off.
That wouldn't be you.
That will not be me. I might not even get in the helicopter. I won't be out the door.
I would probably try it, but it would be good.
I don't know. I have the fear of heights. I mean, I can go on rides. I don't mind an airplane, but lift equipment gets me.
Yeah. Well, it's a whole safety thing too, though, right? Like, what's down below you? Are you going to drop something? You're handling large pieces of glass that's heavier than what people think, suction cups or however it may be, and that could easily fail. Yeah,
there's air movement in and out of the building. So, so the hydrophobic coatings, they've tested that they are very durable. Again, the electric power industry is just hesitant. Because they believe they have a solution that they to mitigate the flashovers, and so that's just a long churn, and it is what it is. That's why we have our foot in that door, but we really are focusing on the restoration part. Just the cost of the materials to replace. It's worth someone taking a stop at the restoration stop and try it. Does it meet your expectation? If it does, we can go forward. If it doesn't, and you're going to replace, then we recommend you treat. Again, you don't have to treat the whole building, just the areas that could get the irrigation damage.
For sure. When people are cleaning glass with squeegees, what kind of squeegees do you prefer that they use, and how do they use them? If people are listening and don't know the best way to clean them.
Again, Dawn and warm water, and always replace your squeegee blades.
Yes, it'll cut the glass.
It's just so much easier. You don't have to battle streaks and drips and drops. If it's already coated with the hydrophobic coating, if you do have an issue, you missed a spot, a microfiber towel will wipe it right off. It's, again, there's that Teflon coating between that water droplet and the surface.
What do you think's next for you and your son and the company? Any other things that White Bear is going to go to or Pioneer is going to try out next? So for White Bear, the our focus is staying in tune with the shower door manufacturers. What are they seeing as what's the next movement up for we have a shower door manufacturer, 310 Tempering. They make a structural glass head rail. So there's no metal. The only metal you see are the rollers. Nice.
It's a structural film that they've
for sure.
Sandwiched between two pieces of glass. So from there, I don't know what the shower door industry can do. They can always make them bigger and hold more and all that. The issue with showers is how do you get it
into place
from the truck into the building or the house, up the stairs,
up the stairs, around the corner, through the small door, and then around the toilet, wherever it needs to go.
And then roll it up without sticking a corner in the ceiling. So that's what we see there. White Bear has done a lot of apartment projects. Obviously, that's kind of at its peak for right now. But in doing that, just understanding all the varieties of LED mirrors that are out there,
Yes.
and what they can do.
Yep.
And we cut tabletops and we fix broken stuff for people in their house. I mean, that's our
Absolutely.
bread and butter is.
Yep.
You have an issue with a piece of glass in your house, we're there.
Well, and people are getting more creative on the things that they want, especially with the glass, and seeing more glass and making it more available to them is always an option too.
Right. Yep. For Pioneer, our big goal for 2025, 2026 is being more recognizable in like hospitality.
Yes.
Car washes are another.
Yep.
The tunnel car washes that,
They're popping up everywhere.
yeah, and the glass inside that tunnel.
Yeah.
I mean, you want your car to look nice and new, and when you pull out, it does look nice and new. But
But what about the glass on the inside
Yeah.
of that? You want that to
how
be
do you
clean, too.
maintain that with it's a big investment to build those structures, and
Right.
then how do you make it where just part of your opening and closing procedure somewhere in there, they hose it down and run a squeegee over
Yep.
it. So we know soap film and all that stuff,
Right.
it builds up.
builds up over
you see it
time.
in your shower and you're like, how'd that get there?
Yep.
Shampoo and bar soap.
Yep.
So
It's interesting. I mean, the world's changing and evolving, but in retrospect, you still have to clean, you still have to maintain, you still have to take care of glass, just like everything else. And a lot of times that's sometimes people's last marking. They're going to clean their house and forget to clean the glass. They're going to clean the bathroom, and it's a whole chore for them just to do the shower door.
right.
So any way that can make their life easier and make them work smarter, not harder, is a good
Yes.
feature to have.
Yeah, and again, if the shower glass has a hydrophobic coating, wiping it off with a towel,
Yep.
just disrupting the water droplets is the best thing you can do. The best thing is obviously to squeegee it.
Yep.
But half of the population, men, are going to say, I hit it with the towel.
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah, I know, but the squeegee was right there. Yeah, I know I was
Right.
in a hurry. So.
Yep, I just quick did it. What is the curing time for the solution once you have it on the glass? As far as when they can get it wet.
Yeah, it's going to start to cure immediately. So depending on the temperature out in the atmospheric temperature, at most 10 minutes.
Okay.
If it's 40s or 50s, you could have to wait maybe a half hour.
Yep.
But generally, if the sun's on it and the surface temperature is 70 degrees,
What about shower doors? Same goes with the steam in the bathrooms, everything like that.
steam doesn't. Yeah, steam
good.
does not affect.
Good.
Yeah.
So we've talked a lot about Pioneer. We've talked a lot about White Bear. What's next on your agenda? Do you have any trips coming up or anything like that, or any?
My wife is from Norway, or her relatives are from Norway, so
Nice.
we're going with her two sisters and their husbands from, I think, the end of the last week of July into a little bit of August. So
Have you been there before?
I have not.
No. Okay.
I've been
Good.
to Europe for business, but I haven't been
For just
to Norway. Yeah.
being able to try to put the phone down for a little bit doesn't ever happen, but
Right.
try it out and see how it goes.
Yeah, so that she hasn't traveled internationally. We've been fortunate to go to Hawaii. And I said, well, that's
Yep. Once you get to a point where you're able to kind of leave and go on a vacation and know that everything else in the back end is going to be handled, that's when you kind of reach a new game level. It's like,
Right.
oh, things will still be alive when I get back.
yeah. No, Bear has me covered.
Yep.
He does a great job. Yeah, but for Jenny, I said, this traveling
Yep.
internationally just gets to be a little funky because
There's a lot of hiccups in that
Yeah.
realm, in that world. Yes.
I went to Africa last year and came back through Paris
Yep.
right before the Olympics started, 2 days after the Microsoft
Oh, of course.
issue
Yep.
happened, and it added about 36 hours of additional
Yep.
Where
You always have to expect that. I
where
mean,
do we go now?
we went to Ireland and we went through Paris as well, and it's like, okay, missed the flight because it's connecting, even though it's like looks like it's 8 or 9 hours. It's still, we got missed because our plane came in late because of taking off late. Luggage doesn't get there, so you have the first 4 days of vacation without luggage of any kind. I'm like, this is what we do. This is why we do it. It's the memories, I guess.
That's
But
right.
yeah.
And every country has clothing.
It does.
It's just,
Yep. Well, and if we
How
were
does it
going to play
work?
golf, I had my clubs, he didn't have his. So it's like, okay, we have these big, great, grand, expensive trip planned to play golf, and we don't have golf clubs. Like, it is what it is. Well, how can people get a hold of you, and how can they reach out first at White Bear Glass?
yeah. So White Bear Glass, our office number is 651-426-3289. My email address is Jeff M, Jeff M like Mike at whitebearglass.com.
And where can they find you? Where's White Bear Glass located?
White Bear Lake, Minnesota. So 1759 Commerce Court. We're on the south end of White Bear Lake. We've been fortunate. We've moved around a few times in locations. We've been in the same one now for 23 years.
Amazing.
As you know,
Yes.
moving
Yep.
can be cumbersome. Pioneer Technology Solutions, we office in the same building. My email address for that is jeffm at pioneertechsolutions.com. And you can always get a hold of me on my cell phone, 651-295-7668.
Is there a website so people can check out some of your work?
Yep, whitebearglass.com and then pioneertechsolutions.com.
Outstanding. Well, we really appreciate having you on today,
you.
and we look forward to the growth and the collaboration in the future.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Thank you.